Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another rant, and get ready because this one is a doozy. You see, with the economy in collapse and America's credit rating being downgraded, I think a lot of people are coming to the conclusion that President Obama, although we like him personally, is just in way over his head and needs to go in 2012. You see, this isn't really a partisan attack, this is more just an acknowledgement of reality and the facts on the ground. And also, President Bush and President Obama were somewhat similar in that they were both faced with an unexpected, huge crisis at the beginning of their presidency. Bush with 9/11, Obama with the economy. Bush then devoted his entire presidency to tackling that crisis and being a war on terror president. He convinced the nation they were being kept safe, and he was reelected. Obama, on the other hand, has done a million other things besides focus on the main problem that was a problem on day one when he entered office. And as a result of that, I predict he is going down in flames in 2012. So then the only question is looking at the Republican presidential candidates, who unfortunately run the gamut from being crazy to mediocre. Let's go through them. First up, Ron Paul, who's just a grumpy old man. You see, they say a lot of people in America would vote for someone they want to have a beer with, but if you were stuck in a bar sitting next to Ron Paul, you would want to run out as fast as possible, because the man just goes on and on about loopy nonsense. So let's get rid of him. Next up, Newt Gingrich, who had some pretty good ideas at one point in his life, but unfortunately now, it turns out if you can't manage a campaign well and you can't manage your own Tiffany spending account, you probably won't be able to manage the country either. So next, we go to Herman Cain, who's pretty funny oftentimes, but if you actually stop to listen to what he's saying, you learn he's somewhat racist and hates Muslim Americans. And to quote Barack Obama, who probably said this at some point, it's time to unify this country, not really divide it and turn Americans against one another. So the time for Cain is not now. Then we go to Rick Santorum, who happens to be funny as well, but unintentionally so, because he's just a loser. I'll leave it at that. Who's next? Tim Pawlenty and John Huntsman, both of whom are so boring that people literally fall asleep just looking at them. They don't even have to say anything. And these two are very uninspiring, and quite frankly, we need a strong American leader, not someone who would be laughed at across the world, and those two unfortunately fit that category. So then that leaves Michelle Bachmann and Mitt Romney, and in my humble opinion, Bachmann is an idiot. And that's not me being sexist, because I actually think Sarah Palin would be a great president and really would be exciting and inspirational to plenty of people across this country, and I'm sure I'll need another rant at some point to explain that. But for now, let me tell you my beef with Bachmann is that all she does is memorize talking points and spit them out, and she has no demonstrated leadership skills in Congress that would prove she'd be a good president. It would be similar to voting in Obama, a person who has plenty of ideas but never really got their hands dirty as an executive trying to implement them. So then that means Romney is the last man standing, and maybe his campaign slogan should be Romney 2012. Haven't we had enough excitement already? And I think the answer to that question is yes. So Romney could be our next president. Oh, of course there's Rick Perry also. But we're out of time.